Hi everyone, Black Friday sale is still on at the moment and it's 33% off for all the herbal products, and that includes some tools, so like tea infusers, and we have these like frothers, which is so handy to have. Every time we make those lattes we use the frothers. And also that includes my recipe book as well. I reckon this would be a really great Christmas gift for someone who loves to be creative in the kitchen. This recipe book is a bit more kind of like a gourmet side of raw vegan, so it's not so many like quick blissful kind of recipes. I wanted to showcase how flavorful and how beautifully presented raw food can. So we have great recipe menus like like vegetable bake and macaroons, like polenta and gnocchi, and like cheese platter, of course, nachos, pizza, curry, and I have a little like Japanese section as well, okonomiyaki, which is a Japanese pancakes, and we make soy-free tofu here, matcha ice cream, nigiri, which is the sushi. Probably this is like my favorite one. This might be a bit of a long video because I want to go through some of the products that I haven't been talking about, and also I have been loving and I just cannot stop talking about. I was going through a list of the products that we have. Actually, we have so many. If you haven't been like on our website, even if you feel like, okay, I'm not really looking for anything, go and have a look at our website, and we've got so much information of different herbs and botanicals. I think you can get a lot of knowledge out of what we carry. But anyway, I was going through the list and it's like, oh my god, this is so many. If I do a video on each one, it's going to take hours and hours. So I think I'm just going to go through maybe some like health issues and maybe talk about a few products that are really good for that. And I like to go through some of the questions that I have been getting from people as well. Please note that this is not a medical advice. I really want you to do your own research and talk to your physician if you've got one. Okay, so let's go to the products. Let's start with alchemy blends because it's just so easy. Like if you know what you're looking for, like what you're working on, then you get this formula and that will help you achieve these health goals, I suppose. But I do like to note that these like Eastern medicine is not just like, I think I wrote about it in the post, maybe in my personal account. Western medicine and Eastern medicine are quite different. The way we look at things are different. So for example, if you're taking aspirin for your headache, you can't really like look for a herb to do exactly the same as aspirin but natural, because when we're looking at like in a holistic way, in the Eastern way, we need to look at the root cause of the headaches. Ki or prana, this energy is not really flowing freely, so there's this stagnation to create this headaches. But is it coming from too much heat, or is it coming from your liver not working properly, or is this coming from your jing, your kidney essence? Like unless you know exactly what's causing the headaches, it's really hard to point, okay, just take this and headaches will go away. This is not the way that the Eastern medicine works. It's really important to understand like why you're feeling the way you're feeling, right? But then there are some products that have different properties. So when we're talking about, like say, immunity, there are some herbs that are known to be immunity boosting, so you will take that. But these tonic herbs are the ones that you take every day. I found it more empowering because this is more like a preventative medicine more than anything else. If you're working on your immunity, you're taking these tonic herbs consistently, so your immune system is strong to be able to fight off your viruses and fungal and bacteria and things like that. Alchemy blend. So we have 7 of them. So this one is passion. This is for like a creative energy, sexual energy. Helps you with with your libido, and I suppose you can say sexual performance, though I don't really want to use performance as a word. I love these tonic herbs because it's so multidimensional. So, like when we're talking about this passion, yeah, of course you want to boost your libido and, like the energy flow to your genitals. So you get more stimulated, you feel more stimulated and more sensitive down there. But also you want to feel safe, and you want to have that connection with your partner or with yourself. So there are some herbs that are quite heart opening and feel really grounded and really connecting to yourself. Then also some herbs that can boost your libido. So these formulations are so clever. Like, I'm really proud of these alchemy blends, so I highly recommend checking them out. This blend Spirit is created for like anxiety, insomnia, and like before meditation, want to feel grounded. Then a Spirit blend is really good, great blend for you. Also, like as we talked about in passion, there are some herbs that can like elevate your spirituality. So kind of goes into your head and like it just feels really nice. But then also there are some herbs that can ground you as well. Most of the time when you kind of feel anxious, it's not like in your heart, it's in your head. And this just can't go back into your heart. That's when you start feeling anxious and feel like not grounded. So it's really important to have herbs that are like make you feel more like in balance, not just doing yang, but not just doing yin either. So the third one is Goddess Secret. So this is formulated for your beauty needs. So strengthen your nails, hair, and beautifying, clarifying your skin. But of course, because it kind of works internally, definitely it works on your liver. And so many herbs that are known for centuries to be used for the beauty needs. So immunity is for strengthening your immunity. It's pretty straightforward. Flying High, I formulated it for people who are quite active, and you might be working out quite a lot and you're looking for like a muscle recovery and muscle building. And Flying High is also really great for bone health. This works on your gym, which is more like a nourishing, deep sense of energy, but it does have some chi herbs too. So you can have this like a quick energy as well as this like deep sense of calm and like deep, great energy from gym. Also, this is like my favorite. I think you might have heard me talking about it. Digestive support. Your digestion needs to be dry and hot to be able to cook your food in your spleen, in your digestion. As you know, I eat a lot of raw food, even though I don't do much of like iced drinks and things like that, but I do like salads because it's really high in vitality and keeping your enzymes and vitamins and things like that. But it tends to be quite cold in my spleen, so I need some herbs that assist with like moving this chi in my digestion, so it doesn't get stagnant. So white atractylose and poria are renowned for removing dampness from the spleen. If you experience like bloating and gas, and if you find that you are carrying a lot of weight, dampness around your stomach, especially women as well, we tend to have that. Digestive support is really beneficial. I think it is beneficial for those symptoms. And we also have another blend called Modern Day Support, and that's a blend of different adaptogens. So adaptogens are like top herbs that can make you adapt to different stresses, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that makes you more resilient. If you have a really demanding home life and work life, probably Modern Day Support would be a really great herbs to take. The top questions that I have been getting is immunity. I think a lot of us feel a bit anxious about what's going on in the world, and now it's a busy time, you don't want to get sick. When I'm thinking about immunity, definitely ashwagandha is the number one herb that I think about. Also, all the medicinal mushrooms are great. So if you're just starting out with medicinal mushrooms and you don't know which one to take, I would probably recommend our blend. It has 9 medicinal mushrooms. And if you want to take some single herbs, then maybe message me for like what to take. They all have different personalities, right? So reishi is more like a calming and grounding, really great for liver. Chaga is really high in antioxidants and also really great for your skin. Cordyceps is more for energy boosting, and a lot of athletes take cordyceps. We have 2 types of cordyceps though, so let me know if you want to know more about it. What else? Lion's mane is great brain functional medicinal mushrooms. It's short-term, long-term memory and focus. But someone was talking about like breast cancer recovery and also anti-cancer herbs. I would definitely recommend, this would be the first thing that I would say, turkey tail. PSK and PSP, these are polysaccharides that turkey tail has that are known to be a powerful anti-cancer. And also graviola is really amazing. Many studies showing that it's antiviral and anti-inflammatory. And it surprises me that not many people know about noni. So noni is known to be such a powerful anti-inflammatory, but it works on your T cells as well, so in the production of immune cells, and it has such a rich amount of polysaccharides in noni. There's a concept in Taoism called 3 treasures. We often refer this concept to like a candle analogy. So your jing is your candle wax, and your chi or your ki, your prana, is your the candle's flame, and the lights will glow around the candles. That's your shen. So when you're burning the candles so fast, then your wax is going to go down and it just disappears in a minute. So that's the same thing as our human body or human energy. Your energy comes from food that you ate, your breath when you're breathing properly, and I always say it comes from your inspiration as well. But if you are not having that, if you are not eating healthy and you're like drinking, you're smoking and tapping into this like energy source, then you have to use your preserved jing. So your jing is really hard to get back, so you really need to look after it. And you probably have noticed it as well, like as you get older, when you're young, you drink and you might have like hangover next day, but then you can still even like go to work. But now as you get older, you just can't do that because your jing is getting smaller and smaller. So you need to look after your jing, you're preserving jing, and you're leading a healthy lifestyle, diet, movement, breathing, connection with people. So your energy comes from prana, this everyday energy, and not having to use your preserved energy, which is jing. Maybe going back to the candle analogy, like I think the purpose of life is to glow, and so this is the shen. Like I think shen is the most important part of living, because this is how you make impact, and that's how you have positive influence on people, right? That's the purpose of the candle, to glow and to light up the room. If your jing and if your chi are not working properly, you're not going to be able to utilize the ability to glow and affect people. There are some foods and there are some herbs that can help you with your jing, your shen, and your chi. So I'm going to go through some examples. There's yin jing and there's yang jing. If you're familiar with the philosophy of yin and the yang, yin is a bit more like feminine, expansive, like soft and nourishing. Yang is a bit more, maybe like more masculine, more logical, quite strong. It's more like if you're talking about, say, jing, yang jing energy, that would be more a kind of quick energy, quite heated, fiery. Your well-known jing herbs are goji berries, hishubu, rumania. I think hishubu is out of stock at the moment. I think it's going to come back. I had so many inquiries about hishubu. I'm sorry, it's out of stock, but it's going to come back in early next year, I think. And also flying high. This blend has yin jing herbs and yang jing herbs, and also passion is a really great one too. It does have horseshoe root. Sistanch is more of the like yang jing herbs, so it's kind of like a quick, nourishing, like good jing energy. And horseshoe root is more of a yin jing energy, so it's long-term, sustainable energy. If you are really keen to get horseshoe root, something that's a bit more similar would be Romania. Horseshoe root is associated with longevity, so in healthy aging, reversing grey hair, fertility, things like that. But then Romania is really great too. That I do find for women especially, I mean that's my personal opinion, so you can just tell me otherwise, but Romania is so good for women, like especially if you're coming towards like perimenopausal, menopausal, combined with Romania and Scizandra and maybe some Donkai. It's such a beautiful female hormone blend. Actually, like goji berries is really good yin jing herbs as well, so you can even start including that in your diet more if you're okay with nightshades and some sugar. Food consumption. Try to look for something that's black. So if you're choosing sesame, go for black instead of white. Have more black beans, like black sesame, like black seaweed. Okay, let's move on to your chi. So that's your prana. That's your everyday energy. And the great thing about chi herbs is that it works on you're boosting your energy, but it also works on your digestion as well. So astragalus, we talked about that, and Siberian ginseng, called erythro. This is a really good blend also. This is really great herb as well for your chi, your energy. I actually love Scizandra. Scizandra is amazing because it's like a 5 flavor berry, so that means that it's affecting all the organs. So it can influence your jing, your chi, your shen. So this is like overall, it's such a beautiful herb. And it works on your liver as well, so it's great for, let's say, detoxifying and clearing up your skin. Moving on to Shen, so that's your like spirit, it's your like spirit health, so it makes you feel kind of grounded and transcending. And so Shen herbs can be taken anytime. I mean, especially before going to bed, to assist restful sleep, but also you can take it in the morning as well, so you can have more like chilled, cruisy day that doesn't, like little things doesn't really affect you, right? Reishi is a really great one. I love reishi for that. Reishi is Dawn Rouge, which is really important. I'm going to talk about medicinal mushrooms actually, later. Reishi is great. We have Poria. Poria is another medicinal mushrooms that's really great Shen herb, as well as it works on your digestion as well. We do have Pearl, which is not vegan, so for people who are not vegan, it's really grounding, beautiful herb, and also it's used for beautifying your skin too. The spirit blend is really great, so I'll probably recommend that. But if you want to take something single, then I would do Polygala, but you have to be careful with Polygala. Reishi and what else is there? Emporia. I think those ones would be a great spiritual herb to take. Let's just quickly talk about digestive support. No, actually, let's talk about some Ayurvedic herb, maybe. So we've got Amla. So Amla is like an Indian berry. It's really high in vitamin C and known to be such a rejuvenating berry. You can make a tea or you can put into smoothies. It has like kind of sour, bitter kind of taste. We do have Triphala somewhere. So Triphala is 3 Ayurvedic herbs kind of mixed together. It's a traditional formula. A lot of people use it for like an overall health, but it's amazing for digestion. So if you have like some sort of like constipation issues and things like that, and people take it before going to bed, don't eat anything after taking Triphala. Other botanical things that we have, like yamberry, I know like you've seen me use this quite a lot. It's a bright pink, beautiful color. berry, and I usually use for like culinary reasons to like decorate food and like put on ice cream or something. It's really pretty, but also it's really high in antioxidants, and it's known to prevent the conversion of carbohydrates to fat. Mangosteen is really beautiful too. It's really high in ORAC value, which is the antioxidants level. Our mangosteen is not just fruit, because the most beneficial part of mangosteen is the skin as well. So it has the whole fruit mangosteen, which is really important if you're taking it for health reasons. And I really want to talk about ashitaba as well. This is a plant from Japan, and it's translated as tomorrow leaf because it grows so rapidly, and it promotes vitality and contains more than 20 flavonoids, and it's so many like vitamins and minerals. It's a really great like a green powder to have to put into your smoothies, or if you feel like, okay, I'm not getting enough vegetables, then I would either go to ashitaba. Moringa is a really good one too, and also Murray Santoplankton. So we have spirulina. Oh God, I need to talk about spirulina as well, but maybe I'll just do another post about spirulina, because spirulina is just next level. But Murray Santoplankton is another algae. So Murray Santoplankton has 90 ionic and minerals, and it actually contains THC and EPA as well. So if you're vegan, it's probably it's a great addition to your diet. I take this nearly every day. And spirulina too. I love spirulina. I told you, like, I'm going to talk about spirulina, because spirulina comes from deep ocean from Okinawa in Japan. It's like you can't really get anything like that on the market at the moment. Can I just quickly talk about medicinal mushrooms? So I'm sure I've talked about it too. Things to look out for when you're purchasing medicinal mushroom, making sure that it's an extract, if you're just using that in your coffee, in a latte and things like that. Because if you're not extracting by doing infusion or decoction or tincture yourself, you can't get those health benefit compounds from mushrooms, just from grounded mushrooms. So make sure you're getting the extract, and make sure that you're getting the fruiting body, so not just mycelium, but fruiting body of the mushrooms. So our extraction is 10:1. So that means 10 kilograms of mushroom into 1 kilogram. So that's like the traditional ratio. So I don't want to go too high, because that kind of loses the wisdom of the herbs, right? Like if you concentrate it too much. But then if you just do a grounded mushrooms, then it's not as concentrated, then you have to take so much of it. So 10:1 extract is what we chose. Okay, one more thing, gelatinized maca. So our gelatinized maca is a blend of yellow, red and black maca. And gelatinized means that it's cooked. Okay, I mean, raw maca is great, preserving all the minerals and vitamins and things like that. But because it's a root of the vegetables, hard to digest. So if you find that, okay, maca kind of gives me bloating, then maybe gelatinized maca is not going to. This is a traditional way of eating maca. Like in Peru, they don't consume raw maca. They always cook it. So, and it tastes amazing too. Okay, so I think I have more to talk about. I need to talk about spirulina, but I think we're just running out of time. And I think you're going to get bored. If you're still here, thank you for watching. I really need to plan this video better, because I was kind of going all over the place. And I was kind of getting overwhelmed with I want to talk about this, I want to talk about this. So I feel like I just went everywhere. But if you like video content to consume information, please let me know. Maybe next time I'll do a smaller video, okay, today we're going to talk about beauty, we're going to talk about detoxification. Maybe that would be helpful. Because now I realized, okay, so I didn't even talk about teas. I didn't talk about my favorite gynostemma. I didn't talk about blue lotus, butterfly pea flower, tokujami. Okay, I just need some time. I just need to plan things better. But If you've got any questions, please let me know. And if you like to hear me talk about herbs more and the concepts of Eastern medicine, let me know. So there are a couple of questions that came through just now, so I'm just going to answer them quickly. The first question is ashwagandha medicinal mushroom? No, it's not. Ashwagandha has been getting a bit of spotlight lately. It is Ayurvedic herb, traditionally from India, and it's a root of a plant. Well, actually, most of the products that you get, ashwagandha, it's a root of ashwagandha, and it seems to be the part of the plants that people use, the herbalists use. But there is a debate, actually, the discussion around if leaves and like what's better, leaves or roots. So I'm gonna be looking into that. But at the moment, we do a root of ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is adaptogen, so it will help you with your, with different stresses, physically and mentally, and it boosts your physical and mental clarity and performance. And you have to understand your body's constitution. So in Ayurveda, there's 3 body constitutions. So especially, I suppose, because you're working with ashwagandha, which is an Ayurvedic herb, you want to know what dosha you are. But ashwagandha is known to be pretty good for all of the doshas. Another question is what mushroom is good for anxiety? I would definitely say reishi. Reishi is just such a beautiful grounding herb, so it's really great for that. And also poria is kind of not as well known as the other 4 major medicinal mushrooms that a lot of us talk about, but poria is a really beautiful spirit mushroom. So either reishi or poria would be good for you. And the last question that I want to address is fertility. So if you are trying to conceive, or maybe if you're thinking about getting pregnant, there are so many things that you can do pre-trying. If you're not trying to be pregnant, but you're just kind of getting ready to be pregnant, if you've got time and the money, and you might want to check your heavy metal levels, and you might want to do some protocols around it. So you might be taking some charcoal or clay or zeolite, things like that, and making sure that you're taking some liver health promoting herbs like schisandra, reishi, milk thistle, things like that would be really, really great. I would definitely recommend doing a bit of fasting if you're not trying to conceive, you're just trying to be healthy, because that will help you to set your metabolism and also set your blood sugar level. Trying to be pregnant and you want to increase fertility, then there are a couple of herbs that I would recommend. Maca, so we have gelatinized maca, which is yellow, red and black. Maca, I think I talked about it in the video. So maca would be great. And also donquai, Rumania. What was the other one that I was saying? Tribulus. Tribulus is an interesting one because there are so many studies around men, like sperm count, quality of sperm count and fertility. But there is a study done on a couple who have high level of anti-sperm antibodies, and Tribulus seem to help with increasing the chance of conception. So that's interesting. If you're trying to conceive, fasting is not really harmful as long as it doesn't really go too long. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing any sort of fasting for more than 24 hours when you're trying to conceive. And I'll probably keep it the first 2 weeks of the cycle. So after ovulation, I probably wouldn't do any sort of fasting. So when you're pregnant, I wouldn't want you to do any sort of fasting, and also don't do any harsh detox programs or protocols when you're pregnant. Just focus on eating balanced, healthy diet. You're growing a life inside of you. It's not time to deprive. There was another question about monk fruit. So we have 2 types of monk fruit. One is monk fruit 10-1, that's the extraction. extraction ratio, and another one is organic pure monk fruit. That's 80% microsites. So 80% microsites, it doesn't mean that 20% of that is a filler or anything like that. It's 100% pure monk fruit. It's just 80% microsite. So microsite is the sweetest compound of monk fruit. So I would use that as a sweetener usually. And 10:1 monk fruit, because it's just more like a traditional ratio of monk fruit extraction, I would use it more like a medicinally. It's still sweet, but it's not as sweet as 80% monk fruit, and it has more of the